everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dissect corporate filings. Today we're diving into Beam Global's latest 10K. It's like peeking under the hood of their electric vehicle charging business, only instead of grease, we find solar panels and sometimes a few surprises. Did someone say material weakness? Buckle up. Let's get straight into it. Beam Global is a company focused on clean technology. They make stuff like electric vehicle charging stations that don't need to be hooked up to the traditional power grid. Think of it as plug and play for EVs using solar power. Beam Bike, Beam Patrol and Beam will have joined Beam's portfolio of clean energy products. These products are used for charging electric bicycles, electric scooters and provide clean water and power in war-torn and natural disaster areas. First, let's take a look at some general data. As of June of 2024, the aggregate market value of the stock held by non-affiliates was approximately $65 million. As of April 8, 2025, there were about 15.5 million shares outstanding. Now, for the big question, how's Beam doing financially? Not great. They've been losing money since they started and expect to keep losing money. In 2024, they lost 11 to keep losing money in 2024. They lost 11 accumulated deficit of over $104 million. This is a bit better than the 16 million they lost the year before. They also had an accumulated deficit of over $104 million. This is something that needs to be watched, because they may need to raise additional capital to continue. Also, their revenue depends on a small number of customers. Two major customers, the US Army and the Department of Homeland Security, accounted for 15% and 7% of their revenue respectively in 2024. Losing even one of these major clients could hurt them. Speaking of contracts, their contract with the state of California is set to expire in June of 2025. If it isn't renewed, that could also impact their revenue. There is also an issue with tariffs. It is possible that tariffs may increase the costs and restrict the supply of certain of their components, causing them harm. They have a cybersecurity risk. Cyber attacks could disrupt operations and lead to potential claims against them. They say who their competitors are. These include those that produce generators and solar and storage solutions. Some competitors have better features than Beam. One of the biggest market opportunities for Beam is energy security. With increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, Beam is positioned to deliver products and services in a reliable way. In October 2023, Beam acquired a Serbian company called Amiga. Amiga manufactures and distributes steel structures with electronic integration, such as streetlights and cell towers. In August of 2024, Beam acquired Telkom, a Serbian business that manufactures power electronics and telecommunications equipment, specializing in power electronics includer, inverters, charge controllers, power supplies, and LED lighting. The company also believes there is opportunity in the outdoor advertising space to place outdoor advertising content on Beam's infrastructure products. Their first sponsorship agreement was with Globo's Osiguranje, one of Serbia's premier insurance companies. Here is some of what Beam thinks about their target markets. They're able to deploy infrastructure with a fixed cost in environments with difficult, time-consuming, permitting and regulatory requirements and high construction and electrical costs. The urgency for EV charge and energy security infrastructure is becoming more acute and more urgent. Historically, a large proportion of revenues have been derived through the sale of products to US governmental agencies. However, in 2024, they continued to increase the number of sales from corporate customers. Over 30% of their sales in 2024 were non-government sales. Their major customer contracts are with the State of California and the General Services Administration. Their charging speeds may not be as fast as other competitors. They may be required to adjust their marketing and sales strategies. There is no assurance that their equipment will remain competitive. Sales of their products can often have long sales cycles due to the capital expense and budgeting cycles and the sophisticated nature of their products. There was a material weakness in their internal controls over financial reporting and procedures to ensure that all the information required to be disclosed in their Exchange Act reports was recorded, processed, summarized, and reported on a timely basis. As of December 31, 2024, they are not aware of any cybersecurity threats that have materially affected their business strategy. We now get into the financials. For the year ended December 31, 2024, revenues decreased 27% to $49.3 million. In addition, reported backlog represents firm purchase orders or contracts received by customers for deliveries scheduled in the future, and their backlog decreased from 21.7 million to 5.6 million. Despite all of that, they believe there is significant strength in federal orders, with a new order announced in January 2024 from the US Army Corps of Engineers, Army Material Command, for 7 million to 5.6 million. Despite all of that, they believe there is significant strength in federal orders, with a new order announced in January 2024 from the US Army Corps of Engineers, Army Material Command, for $7.4 million. They reported a positive gross profit of $73 million. Their gross margin improved as a percentage of sales year over year and was 14.8% for 2024, up 13 percentage points from the gross margin reported in 2023. Now let's scroll down to the balance sheet. As of December 31, 2024, they had total assets of about $61.5 million and total liabilities of $22 million. For the year ending December 31, 2024, their cash used in operating activities was $2.2 million. Let's move to executive compensation. Desmond Wheatley, the CEO, got total compensation of just over $1 million. Lisa Potok, the CFO, got about $454,000. Looking at the big picture, it's clear Beam Global is still in a building phase, and they need to prove they can consistently generate profits and manage costs. So what's my take? Beam Global is trying to make a dent in the EV charging world with a different strategy. They're not just another charging station company. They're building infrastructure. However, they have to solve financial issues such as generate profits and raise additional capital to continue operations. A strength is that the acquisitions that they've made may create good efficiencies may create good efficiencies for them. Key risks: a loss of federal contracts competition and the failure to remediate material weaknesses. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more corporate decoding. See you in the next one.